I am personally very happy of how this turned out. From this dial to this turned out way better than I actually think it would have turned out. And the funny thing is that this actually had the movement to where it mounted to the back of it. This uses it to where it mounts with the side pieces. I am very happy with how this turned out, but there is one little issue. You can see it's leaning back very, very badly, but it's supposed to be a temporary thing. I might just leave it in there for permanently. I like it a lot, but it's just a Hermley pendulum 341-020 movement, Hamilton back plate, the back piece that allows you to get access to the movement, and the other dial from the other Hamilton. Not this one. This one's the one I like. The better one, that parts Hamilton I had, that was just randomly there in the case for a few years. I had sitting there. And then hands from an old Bell striking clock that I got, that Hermley, in a live stream, to where it just kept blowing up every time I tried to wind it. The ratchet failed. It kept hurting my hand. Almost broke my finger because of how bad it was. But I really liked how this turned out. This really turned out really nice, and I was able to get it mostly centered with the dial to where it's okay. It's really nice. I think it's really cool, and I love how I'm able to still take out the sides. I can get the sides off real quick. So by taking off the sides, I could probably get the phone in there to see the movement. Briefly, I'll take out the other side real quick. The other side's out. Go in and I'll show the movement. Works perfectly great. It's right there. It's the rods. Test it real quick. Really, really nice. I really liked how this turned out. This turned out way better than it used to be, and I really liked it. I really love how the little pendulum. I wish it was bigger. The bob was bigger, but it turned out way better than the other pendulum that was in here. This one, which it's just terrible. It's supposed to be right where it's not rust right there, but I had to move it up so much just to get it to run. It was like this rather than it moving right there where I wish it was. But that other movement, it never kept time. Plus, the fact is, it was never original. I don't even think the dial was original when I got this. I knew it was replaced because those pieces were gone. The whole old movement was gone. This dial, yes, technically this was a Kienzle clock. This dial is actually a Junghans dial, because I can tell, because I found one that's a Westminster variant that's the same exact number matching just like this one. So I could tell this was a Kienzle Junghans clock, and it probably was a Junghans when I got it, and then someone replaced the movement, so then it's just weird. But I really loved how this turned out. But here's the funny thing, I need a name for this clock. You guys can help me decide what the name can be, because it used a Hamilton dial and the Hamilton back piece, the Harris rods and the movement with the pendulum, and then to mount the movement to the actual piece, it uses these Seth-Thomas mounting brackets of the movement. So you guys tell me what this name could be for this clock, because I don't know, but I don't want it to be like something Frankenstein clock name in it. I just want it to be like something clock, because it's really kind of like a mutt clock, if you can kind of think of it, and nothing is original at this point. The only thing that's original is just this, and this can actually be taken out by undoing 2 screws. So I will just take it out real quick. So now, after taking out the screw that is right there, and then the screw that's right there, just by unscrewing it, you can then grab it both sides and then pull it out, and then it looks like this from behind. So yeah, this is it. This is the entire thing, and this was from the back of the Hamilton. And yes, those are chips. They're good. They're Chips Ahoy. They're very good chips. Sorry, not chips. Cookies. I meant cookies. But back to this is how they are mounted, screwed behind the dial, and then the dial is put on top of that. The Seth-Thomas mounting brackets with the 6 screws to it, and then it's just the Harris clock movement, which is a 90s model right there, Franz Hermle 341-020, which I really like it. I've always wanted the Hermle, well, at least the Westminster box clocks that are like that. They're very old, but trying to find one on eBay or Marketplace, they're just so ridiculously expensive. Way more expensive than I paid for this clock than the Kienzle clock, which was more than $100, and it did not even work when I got it. So that was a kind of a waste of money, in my opinion. I would have picked something else for more than $100 if I could have. But I really like how this turned out, so I'm gonna put this back into the clock. So, would you guys say this would have been a good idea to do? But it doesn't mean that I can't take this all apart and put it back into the Harris movement rods, back into the original case, the Seth-Thomas brackets back in the Seth, even though it's retired, so I'm not really going to ever use it again. Put this dial and back piece back into it, even though there'll be some scars. And these hands have just been laying around on my desk, so I really don't mind. But either way, I would say this would have been a good success. What do you guys think? Was this a very good idea I should have done? Or should I have just left the clock alone and just moved on and just made it keep being a gong movement? But either way, I feel like it was a good idea. But I want to know, what do you guys think this clock's name should be? Because I now have no idea. It's not Harris, it's not Kienzle, it's not Junghans, it's not Hermle, it's not Seth. It's got to be something different. I'm not sure what I should call this. I want you guys to figure out what this clock's name should be. But anyways, thanks for watching this little update.